Is the latest city to join nationwide protests against ICE and immigration raids. People just started to leave after marching in the streets for hours. That demonstration was peaceful throughout the night.
But cities across the state are on high alert with more protests planned this week. WFAA's Matt Howerton has been following this story for us tonight. So Matt, what we saw in San Antonio is somewhat different from what we've seen play out in other cities.
Yeah, absolutely, Teresa. In the shadow of the Alamo, anti-ICE and anti-Trump protesters hit the streets of San Antonio tonight. And this hours after Governor Abbott proactively readied the Texas National Guard to potentially respond to several similar scheduled protests this week. It was called Take Back the Alamo there in San Antonio. A march began at City Hall, and for hours protesters circled it like a drumbeat. Police closed streets ahead of the crowd, a moving chorus of signs and chants. No soldiers responded, but there were some there nearby, along with state troopers and area law enforcement, just in case things went south. That's why the governor mobilized them. This marked the first protest in a major Texas city since Governor Abbott made that move for the protests. Earlier in the day, city leaders stepped up to microphones asking for calm there in San Antonio. The police chief at the time admitting they weren't in direct contact with the guard and couldn't say how close or how far or how many units there might be. In Austin, the governor made one thing clear: he's watching and ready to respond.
If they happen to be deployed when we're here, we will make we'll make contact with the commander of of that force, and we'll make sure that we know what they're doing and they understand what we're doing.
There is freedom of speech. However, if in your protest you damage somebody's property or you harm an individual, that's violating the law, and you will be arrested for it.
All right, so in Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Denton, there are similar protests planned for Saturday. 8 other North Texas cities in the Metroplex are included too. These are organized under the umbrella of the No Kings movement, which are specifically aimed at President Trump. Back to you.